They're the biggest game publisher in the industry, so they're bound to have a few of your favorites under their belt. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 electronic arts games.
Protect the basket or perish.
For this list, we're focusing on one game per franchise, and we're also only focusing on games that were not only published by EA, but at the very least had to be developed by a team that is owned or a subsidiary of EA. That means that games like Crysis and Titanfall are excluded from the list. EA may have a bit of a bad rap on the street as of late, but this unfeeling titan of the industry has still produced more than its fair share of amazing titles. So let's get started.
Someone's bound to start shooting at me soon. Get going.
Number 10, Mirror's Edge. Let's jump off the list with one of the more unique games in the company's portfolio. You take the role of Faith, a courier who's a skilled parkour runner trying to clear her sister's name after she's been framed for murder. No easy task, given that they live in a totalitarian society where everything is monitored.
Organized protests, lobbied the mayor, took me and Kate on marches. But I never really understood why back then.
This action game doesn't rely on shooting, but rather on the fact that it's a breathtakingly paced first-person platformer.
Nice work, kiddo. Real nice.
Number 9, Dragon Age Origins. After acquiring Canadian developer BioWare, one of the first games they released with the new partnership was a fantastic fantasy RPG.
Disappointed, Your Majesty?
I'd hoped for a war like in the Tales. A king riding with the fabled Grey Wardens against a tainted god.
The titular Origin system meant that you picked from one of 6 personally customized characters, each with their own unique backstory.
Pleased to see you again, my dear.
Harking back to BioWare's Baldur's Gate days, the game brought back the large party, pausable combat play system. You could also build vital relationships with your party members and get them to teach you new tricks, get so angry that they leave, or even go to bed with you.
I enjoy the thought that 'tis a little of both. Natural prowess, driven by a darker side.
Number 8, Command & Conquer Generals, 0 Hour. After absorbing Westwood Studios, EA's first in-house Command & Conquer game ended up being a great hit that's aged fairly well.
Particle cannon activated. Upgrade complete.
The original Generals was good, but had a shortage of content, so the 0 Hour expansion was a blessing that's still fun to play today, especially in multiplayer, which boasts a total of 12 playable generals, each with unique loadouts that can cater to anyone's playstyle. Unless you're a dick and choose the super weapon general.
Oh dear. I am sorry, General, but that's just how I like to say hello. Well, good luck, General.
Number 7, SimCity 4. The game that gave birth to the city simulation series still knows no true equal. The 4th game in the series is notable for making the shift to 3D. Of course, they retained the infamous disaster options like earthquakes, tornadoes, meteor strikes, and volcanoes. Oh, and you can upload your characters from The Sims into the game as well. It's widely considered to be far superior to the 2013 entry. Number 6, Need for Speed Underground 2. The more recent releases in the series were outsourced to other companies, though our favorite in the franchise remains the second in the Underground series.
Whatever you like, you can find it, if you know where to look. Drag, drift, circuits, and way more.
Underground 2 retained all of the amazing customization options, wicked race modes, and neon blur madness of its predecessor, and threw it all into a completely open world for you to rip around in. You'll never be so proud of such a douchey-looking car.
Best of all, there's an invitation-only series called the Underground Racing League for the elite driver, where the coin and the props are off the hook.
Number 5, EA Sports Series. Okay, so we're kind of cheating with this entry. To rank a specific sport would be like saying which sport is the best in the world, so we're not going to touch that one.
And so it'll be interesting for me to see if they can do that.
So whether it's NHL, FIFA, Madden NFL, NBA Live, or Tiger Woods PGA Tour, being the only name in sports isn't such a bad thing.
The Montreal Canadiens have won the Stanley Cup, and the cup is back where it's been so many times before.
Number 4, Dead Space. A third-person survival horror, Dead Space takes Resident Evil 4's gameplay and puts it in System Shock 2's setting.
What the hell is happening down there? What happened to the shuttle?
That was our ride home. It's the only way off the ship.
Oozing with atmosphere and shit-your-pants scares, Dead Space even brings a few new tricks to the table with its zero-G sequences and the don't shoot for the head dismemberment mechanics. Also, the death animations really don't come any gorier than this. Number 3, The Sims 2. The revolutionary life simulator that few games can match. At 20 million copies sold, The Sims 2 is the best-selling PC game to date. There's no goal in the game, unless you want to try to contemplate the meaning of your trivial existence. So just take care of your Sims from childhood to going to college to eventually raising a family of their own. And just like any best-selling EA game, there's a mountain of expansions for this one. Hey, remember when they were called expansions? Number 2, Battlefield 3. While the latest entry was plagued with bugs at launch, Battlefield 3 set the franchise up as a worthy competitor to Call of Duty, even if many remember that its launch was a nightmare as well. Origin, anyone? Anyway, while the single player is forgettable, it's the multiplayer that makes the game truly shine.
Okay, let's rock and roll!
Large open maps, up to 64 players at once, real-time destruction, and tons of drivable, crashable vehicles, Battlefield redefined the scale of multiplayer shooters.
So, get your fangs out, Hawkins. We're hunting big game today.
Before we get to number 1, here are a few honorable mentions. Number 1, Mass Effect 2. Taking the top spot is not only EA and BioWare's best game to date, but is also one of the best games of the 7th generation. A sci-fi epic that redefined the Western RPG genre, you travel the galaxy as Commander Shepard, recruiting memorable squad mates and saving humanity in the process.
You said my name aboard the Reaper. Have we met?
We know of you.
Notable for its staggering amount of lore, multiple choices, and the ability to transfer over your save file from Mass Effect 1, and it easily takes the top spot.
I don't know what we're gonna find in there, but I won't lie to you. It's not gonna be easy. We've lost good people. We may lose more.
Do you agree with our list? Which EA game is your favorite? For more epic top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
Shepard, need me for something?
Have you got a minute?
Can it wait for a bit? I'm in the middle of some calibration.
Talk to you later, Garrus.
I'll be here if you need me.